Africa. Fusek! Fuseki! South Africa, Fuseki! Fusek! You guys have any qualifications for FIFA World Cup? What is your problem? This is pure wickedness. You guys are just wicked pap Republicans. Your heart is full of pap. Wicked after Satan is you people. Why couldn't you people just allow Nigeria to beat on you people? We have unbeaten streak. We have winning streak. We are unbeaten. We cannot rustle. Well, if you rustle to your fellow African brothers, what happened for South Africa? What happened? Again. For sake! Wicked people. Nigeria, bye-bye. You people are out of the World Cup.
My guy, when I saw the lineups, it was highly favorable for Nigeria to beat South Africa in this game, because you saw faces that you wouldn't have expected that they would start this game. See, if you recall back, I said that in our short, that most of the South African players that played today, many of them are just, this is just their first time or second time of playing for the national team. Now, to the Nigerian side, I will call this between the match day 7 and match day 8. That is this window. As I'll call it their best window since the World Cup qualifiers started. Because for the first time, they were able to beat a side, that is Rwanda. And coming into this game, they got a draw. Had it been the past 6 games that they were on this same level, we'll not be talking the same thing.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it has happened for them. Omo, as it stands, you already know. Me, I know. The chance, I will just keep it at 1%, because from where the background I'm coming from, you cannot put 0. Because since 2010, it is now looking glory. Bafana is going to the World Cup 16 years. I beg, not gonna allow them, let them go and taste too. You have merited it. You have seen it from this group. You have merited it. Mind you, that this same group, they were not first seeded. Nigeria is first seeded on this group. And they found South Africa. That Mpokazi, who is 19-year-old, faced the best African player. I'm not even reason that part. He made the best African player not looking like a best African player. We saw him by the lines, he will tackle. We saw him by the corner, he will tackle. We saw him at the center, he will tackle. We saw him even driving to the midfield to score goal. One person, Mpokazi.
Nigeria robbed South Africa. That was a handball. The goal should not have counted. Because if it was the other way around and South Africa scored Nigeria with a handball, a lot of Nigerians would have come spewing out all kinds of stuff on the internet. But you see, it was a robbery. It was a handball. And some people are going to come and say, Stone, you're not being patriotic. You support everything Nigeria and be against everything South Africa. That's the same thing that FC Barcelona fans come and say. You are not an FC Barcelona fan. You must support everything FC Barcelona and be against everything Real Madrid. But you know, that is being a fan. Being an analyst is looking at the facts as they are presented and telling you how it is. Nigeria robbed South Africa. South Africa should have gotten 3 points. They should have gotten their 3 points. They should have been, I think, 19 points now, and Nigeria remain on 10 and be out of competing for going to the World Cup in any way. I don't think Nigeria is still going to qualify right now, although I said it long time ago. But it was a robbery. It was a daylight robbery. South Africa deserved the win, deserved the 3 points, and it's clear that Nigeria robbed South Africa.
It wasn't meant to be. Going to the World Cup wasn't meant to be. And I'm a strong believer, right? I always believe, as long as there's hope, I always believe. But, there's a lot of problems with this team. Number one, we don't know how to cross the ball. The one time that we were able to put in a decent cross into the box, we scored a goal. So I expected that in the second half, we would have been trying to put in crosses into the box. But every time we try to put a cross into the box, the cross does not, get past the first man. We don't know how to cross the ball. Like, we don't know how to create chances. And it's a very, very big problem with all the creative players that we have in our team. Because I don't want to hear that talk of, oh, we need a number 10. We have a lot of creative players. Have you watched Iwobi playing for Fulham? Have you watched Lookman playing for Atlanta? Did you watch Chukwueze playing for AC Milan? So we have creativity in the team. So I don't know what the problem is. How is it that once they come to Africa, automatically, the ability to create chances becomes a problem? And I'm wondering, why was Tolu kept on the bench? Because Tolu coming in added more spice to our attack. His hold-up play was brilliant. He was able to hold up the ball. He was able to do things that Desas was not doing. So why was Tolu on the bench? How is it that the manager did not see that Tolu was better than Desas all along? We miss Osimhen in this game. I believe that if Osimhen was in this game today, maybe the result would have been different. Osimhen would have maybe gingered and galvanized the boys towards something special. But it's just unfortunate. It's rather very, very unfortunate. Another player that would have helped us in terms of crosses, Ola Aina got an injury and left the pitch earlier on. It's very sad. Another World Cup where Nigeria is not going to be present. It's very, very sad. It's very, very disappointing.
So Nigeria is not qualifying for the World Cup. Very, very sad. And it just shows how poor management can actually bring a country down. Imagine I don't have a backup country in Portugal. What would I be doing with myself now? It's very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. We needed to go out there to win, and we got a draw thanks to VAR. Because that ball was even a handball. And that's why sometimes when people speak up, people will say, oh, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Look at where we are in the table. If we had won Lesotho or the likes of them Zimbabwe, are we going to be where we are now? Nigeria, where they had Premier League starters. Them, I know, Basi, Iwobi, even Chukwueze is playing for Fulham. We have Premier League starters, Serie A champions, CAF back-to-back player of the year in a team, and we cannot qualify for the World Cup. And it's very sad. And out of everybody, I even pity in that team is only this guy. What's his name? Osimhen. Because at least he has even tried a lot. And the fact that he would not go for this World Cup and not play for Nigeria for World Cup, for everything he has done for this country, it's a very sad thing. Very, very sad and disappointing. We're using our World Cup qualification to play with paupers, to play with people that do not even know what they are doing in football. That time they finished the job, we were quarreling with them, Osimhen, when we are supposed to be qualifying for World Cup. I was just looking at everybody. We drew there saying, don't cry, don't do this one. Look at where we are now. A huge country like this with so much talent is not qualifying. Even that first half, what was that coach doing? What kind of setup is that? What kind of lineup is that? Siri Desas was just shocking. Very, very disappointing and shameful that a whole Nigeria, with the amount of talent and quality we have in that Super Eagles team, we are not going to go to the World Cup again. Back-to-back World Cup, we've missed it. Too sad, too sad.
I want to say this, and I want to say this clearly. Like I said, if we were to win this game, we needed to play cross and nothing. I said it from the beginning of the game, and I said it, that was the only way we scored. Because when it came to build up, we were shit. Forget the field. The field was even to our advantage, sef. Because the way these South Africa boys were playing ball on that pitch, somebody was saying that they trained on that pitch the more. That's why they were better than us. Baba, they need to train for nonsense to be good at playing on top nonsense. Na lie. Na lie. Na lie. These guys, even in Nations League, when we played against South Africa, they outplayed us in that match. Even in Nations League, we play level field, level ground, neutral ground. They outplay us for that match. These guys have players that play in the same team, about 7 people playing in their country. They are used to themselves. If you come to play with them, we will not get the same cohesion we then get. What do? We play with our advantage, which is our energy and our height, and we totally useless it. I promise you, if we had played to our advantage, playing with our height, I promise you, this game would have been a different ball game. It would have been a different ball game, I promise you. We were totally rubbish. We couldn't be, even the last chances, the last time that we had chance to do something or to create something, we couldn't even pass ball. They tell me say, no be South Africa, no be this see na the field, but South Africa they pass ball for that field. Now even remove the say and train with the field. Watch the off-ball player movement of South African players, or watch when our players hold ball. They are not even, they don't know what to do. Even when the ball. Let's be honest with ourselves. So let's take blames. Moku no put the problem on something else. Let's take blames to ourselves. When we had the ball, when we are isolated, we didn't know what to do with it. We didn't know what to do with it. There are some people who say, Chuka is supposed to even cross, you know the free cross. We were slower, we couldn't control the ball quickly, and all the rest. The coach nice sell out this game for me because this game was a 1-0 match. We didn't need Ekong in that first half. We didn't even need Ekong in this game. We would have played our young boys, the same team we played against Rwanda, play the same team. Then you put in just play everybody to their main position. Let us play this boys' ball. Lookman was totally lost in this game. There was no Lookman in this game. Lookman started playing football when they can't go in main wing. I don't know why they see this thing. Una could blame somebody else. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now we see, like this now, there is no hope again. South Africa has qualified for the World Cup. What we need to do now is to qualify through best losers. Second place. After that second place now, when we don't finish, go play semi-finals, finals. We'll now see go and play semi-finals and finals of other continents combined. This road is a road of hell. And I don't see us winning or qualifying from this. If you are going to do this, it's going to take miracle plus sorcery. We need to join all the evil forces and the good forces to help us, because on our own, we cannot do it. We had chance, we had time, but this coach ruined it by bringing in Ekong. And that was the only mistake made at the back. I know that it's normal for footballers to make mistakes and all the rest. But there are some games that you should read beforehand, which I was trying to tell you guys. But I know KDC now, I don't go believe me until it happen. And as it not happen now, people will see and no say I said it. I said it. So please share this video and follow me for more. God bless you. Have a nice day.
Football is a religion in Africa, and when Nigeria met South Africa in the World Cup qualifiers, the continent was on fire. But when that final whistle blew, ending in a draw, social media exploded. Nigerians wasted no time, jumping online to share their hot takes, frustrations, and some brutal honesty about what went down on the pitch. One fan didn't mince words, saying the lineups were actually favorable for Nigeria. He pointed out that South Africa fielded a number of relatively inexperienced players, some playing only their first or second game for Bafana. On paper, Nigeria should have had the upper hand. But as football teaches us time and again, what looks good on paper doesn't always play out on grass. Another Nigerian voice said this international window between March 7th and March 8th might actually be Nigeria's best spell so far in the qualifiers. They finally got a win against Rwanda and then managed a draw against South Africa. But he was quick to admit, in the bigger picture, Nigeria hasn't been convincing. 6 games in and the same problems keep popping up. Still, he left a little room for hope, giving the Super Eagles a 1% chance of making it through. And in his words, 1% is better than 0. Now let's talk about the controversy, because no African football discussion is complete without drama. A fan boldly said Nigeria robbed South Africa. Yes, he called it robbery. That goal, he insisted, should have been ruled out for handball. His argument? If the roles had been reversed, if South Africa had scored a goal like that against Nigeria, the Nigerian fans would have been up in arms, calling foul and flooding the internet with rage. But since it was Nigeria who benefited, silence. According to him, South Africa deserved all 3 points, deserved to be sitting on 19 points right now, and Nigeria should be the ones struggling to stay in contention. But that wasn't the only issue Nigerians raised. Some went after the technical side of the game. One big complaint? Nigeria doesn't know how to cross the ball. The irony is painful because the one time they actually delivered a decent cross, it ended in a goal. So naturally, fans expected to see more of that in the second half. But nope, every attempt ended at the first defender. For a team packed with attacking talent, it was a shocking weakness. Fans listed the names of their creative stars: Iwobi at Fulham, Lookman at Atalanta, Chukwueze at AC Milan. All these players are known for flair and creativity in Europe. Yet as soon as they put on the green and white, it's like their creativity evaporates. Nigeria suddenly can't make chances, and that left many scratching their heads. The coach also came under fire. Fans questioned why Tolu started on the bench. When he finally came on, his hold-up play added something fresh to Nigeria's attack. He did things that other strikers weren't doing. So why wasn't he starting in the first place? And of course, everyone agreed. The absence of Osimhen was massive. His energy, his fight, and his leadership could have changed the game completely. Without him, Nigeria looked flat in key moments. Add to that the injury to Ola Aina, who had to leave the game early, and Nigeria's problems grew bigger. Fans felt this was just another chapter in a disappointing story. Another World Cup where Nigeria may not make it, and that reality stings. But here's the interesting part. Amid the frustration, some Nigerians gave credit where it was due. They admitted Bafana showed heart. Youngsters like Mpokazi, just 19 years old, stood out. Nigerians recognized how relentless he was, tackling on the wing, pressing in midfield, even driving into the box to create danger. For many, it was proof that South Africa has earned their place in this group. Nigeria may have been top-seeded, but South Africa has been punching above expectations, and it's no longer a fluke. So where does that leave things? On one hand, Nigerians feel robbed, cheated, and frustrated with their own squad. On the other, they can't help but acknowledge South Africa's growth. That tension, the clash between pride and reality, is exactly why this rivalry is so fierce. And if you think the conversation is heated now, just wait until the final group standings are decided. For now, the consensus online is clear. Nigeria may have gotten a draw, but they're walking away with more questions than answers. And as one fan put it bluntly, another World Cup without the Super Eagles feels like a tragedy in the making. But football is unpredictable, and in Africa, anything can happen. Nigerians may be fuming, but as always, hope dies last.